Greetings fencers, this is our video going through our drills that practice distance management. I do want to say that I did not invent these drills, and they can be modified for any technique or system. They're foundations to build and customize your drills to always have movement and distance management. And one of the quotes I say a lot is, how much you put into a drill is how much you get out of it. No drill is too easy. These can be done with very hard intensity and more multiple choice, or they can be done slower step by step for beginners. We filmed all of these at once, so they're all done at a moderate speed. First is just follow the leader, practicing trying to stay at the same distance while keeping your stance wide and stable so you can move either direction. Specifics are on a system to system basis, but generally you want to move the leading foot first. Next we have a Zufächen drill. Find out at what distance you can reach their hand with a passing step. Your goal is to stay at that distance. Then, when they bring their hand up to signify an opening, like a guard change for example, you take the step and high-five them. Then return and continue. Switch feet and do this with your other side too, but be aware that your sword hand should always be the one high-fiving, no matter what side. This can also be done with lunges, and you'll see how the distance has to be shorter. Once someone is comfortable with that, you add the afterblow. Just a hand swipe after the attack to give them a reason to get back out. The afterblow can be done faster or with more distance to make it more difficult, but if you're hitting them every time, it probably means you're going too fast. This will inherently make someone think about their balance and how to get back and recover after an attack. Over time, you can slowly start adding 3D movement as people's physical literacy goes up. Once people have this, we'll play the two-step lunge game. It can also be done with passing steps. You start a little ways away, and A takes one advancing step and a lunge, and at the same time B takes two retreating steps back. I define advancing and retreating steps as both feet moving. Alternating being the lunger, your goal on your turn is to tag your partner anywhere except the arm. This will let you practice everything in a competitive setting and actually play and manipulate distance. You choose how far your steps are. Then distance management can be done with a sword too. Start in Fomtag, and when he drops from long point to fool, you cut. This can be done in many different ways and different intensities, like the 4 cuts against the 4 guards. Here's switching from long point to Fomtag. Again, the afterblow can be added to ensure balance and a withdraw. You can then add multiple choice. Either they don't move and the cut hits your partner, or they block it and you cut around. This is where drills can start being done in full gear with high intensity and more options. All the same drills can then be done with thrusts. The simplest is both people in long point and the leader pulls the sword, leaving the center line open and you thrust. Then other techniques and triggers can be applied. Here with the leader pushing, then using changing through. And here using pulling. There are lots of different shooting, winding, and disengaging options. Then we practice full 3D movement. I have a video dedicated to this called Maintaining Momentum, using triangle steps or tuta and mezza volta to retreat diagonally 4 directions from your partner. Instead of pushing off backwards, you step with the foot that didn't just move. After practicing it stationary and in the previous drills of distance management, you can then have both people using triangle steps for full continuous movement and complete 3D experience. This is my favorite drill to do and is definitely my most used drill. Next, we apply this movement with a sword. A thwart cut is one of the best examples of this. Using the previous triggers and distance format, we cut at the head, either it hits or we cut around and step off to the left, or we stay on the right with a thwart on the same side after wrenching their sword. Multiple cuts and different cuts can be added to this drill as well. The next drill is an interesting one. One person has a sword and the other has a mask and can have a jacket. The person with the sword is trying to cut the other's head with a high or middle cut all the way through the cut line. This is definitely not the fastest we've done it. A good speed is usually 50 to 60% hit success rate. The person without the sword is using all the movement they can think to dodge. You are capable of dodging a sword, but you have to already be moving. So learning visual cues on how they cut, where they're going to cut, and getting a ton of physical literacy. New fencers generally fight with their arms, then move, then fight again. Imagine if you're constantly moving while you're fighting. You're not going to look exactly like this, but it's all a good workout. I just wanted to do it one day and kept it. I have actually seen it in some MMA clubs with foam sticks, so it is out there. And then using our frequens motus and distance management, we do our 1 to 4 cutting drill. Using the standard cut numbering of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we then call out numbers and our partner makes the cuts. One gets to practice different parries and the other how to chain cuts. We always try to step with the same foot the cut is coming from. A drill like this works great in gear with full intent, and depending what we want to practice, we add to it. We make the cuts then double, or wind, or blade grab, or grapple, whatever you're wanting to practice. The person parrying can even only use left hanging for every cut, or only right hanging, etc. And of course, adding the afterblow. That way we're always getting back out. We were pretty tired by the end here.
2-4. 1-4. 4-1. 2-3. 1-3. 2-4. 1-1.
After practicing and learning something stationary, we always put it into this format with constant movement and multiple choice. We've done lots of little modifications when we want to practice something specific, so get creative and practice with both sword and leg motion. The next progressive drill set we'll go through is the Zonhao and the concept of center line. Thanks for watching, keep studying, keep practicing.
Thanks.